Hey, Danny, how you doing, man?
Ha! We see Space Beth. Ha! Let's not overdo it. There you go.
Yes.
That's a quote from the.
It is a quote, yeah. It's yeah. I'm trying to remember where was that quote from? Was it in this episode?
Yeah, it was, yeah. I wouldn't have just. Not well. See, normally what we used to do when we did season 4 of Rick and Morty, I would just scream like Rick's horrible as if I was taking a shit. But now I've tried to do that, but also get a quote in. You know, a sort of paraphrased quote. You know, Yeah. But at the end of the episode, Space Beth just appears and is like, "Oh, I'm here now," and then they're like, "Oh yeah, remember her? That huge big character, huge big character plot just dropped and then brought back at the end of
the episode where Space Beth comes back the other day. It really got me again just because of that bit where he tries to forget which one is which, and he gets the computer to do a ho follow the lady. Where is she?
Big money ho.
Anyway, that's not the episode we're talking about, Danny. What episode are we talking about?
We're talking about Rick and Morty season 5 episode 2, Mortyplicity, which is
terrible
really
fucking name.
Jesus Christ.
It's not as bad as Mort Dinner Rick Andre. That's terrible.
Yeah, true. Or Rattlestar Rick Lactica.
I think that's hilarious.
Right. This episode was written by Albro Lundy, and it is directed by Lucas Gray, and it is starring Justin Roiland, Chris Parnell, Spencer Grammer, and Sarah Chalk. And Keith David's in it as the president. I like the president.
Yeah, president makes me laugh. I was just like, I don't give a fuck. He's just, I just wonder what the president is like behind closed doors. Because whenever you see a president sort of giving a speech or something, they're always very sort of, well, apart from the obvious exception, they're always very reading off a card. They're always very, very scripted.
Yeah.
But so it's always interesting to think, well, what's the president like in the Oval Office? And then you do hear bizarre stories, like William Howard Taft. He got stuck in the bathtub of the White House at one point.
Oh my God.
I think it was George Bush. I don't know which one. Somebody went to him and said, "Sir, 4 Brazilian people have been killed in some country. I forget where.
Brazil.
This is a terrible story because I completely forget all the details.
Was it Brazil?
I don't think it was Brazil. I think it was an international incident that the president needed to address. Hence why he was being told about it.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, he said 4 Brazilian people have died, and George Bush turned to him and said, "How many is a Brazilian?" Apparently.
Sadly, I believe that.
Yes, so do I.
But
Uncle Rush.
What?
You don't remember from Family Guy? It's the episode where Rush Limbaugh is like, he comes to Quahog and he's like, he converts Brian to sort of Republicanism, basically.
Oh, and they do that song, Republican Town.
Yes, and they go to the RNC and George Bush is there. It's Uncle Rush. Have you got one? Uncle Rush? Got what, Georgie? What are you talking about? You know what I'm talking about, Uncle Rush. I'm 64 3/4. Anyway,
Lewis, come on, you've started reenacting it now. You can't give up.
Yeah. Right, let's stop talking about this obscure episode of Family Guy. Come on, have you got an opening statement about this episode of Rick and Morty?
Yes, I do. And an episode that once again would be a canon-defining event in any other show, but Rick and Morty seems to make it also important and then just fucking pointless by the end.
Yeah, basically the same thing as mine. The episode clearly states that neither you nor the characters matter. Who gives a shit what happens in this universe? It's kind of great in a funny way.
It really is. I mean, Jerry says at the beginning of the episode, well, I see no stakes here, you know, so that's probably pretty deliberate, because there are no stakes, really, when you think about it.
Yeah, in essentially any episode of Rick and Morty.
Yeah. Well,
maybe that's why we like it so much, is because it leans into that absurd. Well, obviously that's why we like it, that it leans into the absurdism, but it's kind of, it does it quite pleasantly in a funny way.
Yeah, but look, if because we don't even know what Rick and Morty were following anymore. You know, we don't even know which one's which because it's been interchanged so many times. and
Oh god, yeah.
there's an infinite number of them. But anyway, creepy room questions. Why didn't we get to see Rick and Morty kill the Christian god?
I don't know. I mean, I do know. Presumably it's because it would get the show cancelled or something. I've got no idea.
Really?
I mean, it probably wouldn't get the show cancelled. It would get people furious. Little would happen, probably. Do you remember when Good Omens was airing and a Christian group pressured Netflix to stop airing Good Omens? And Netflix said, well, as it's an Amazon Prime show, yes, we will stop airing Good Omens on any of our platforms.
Yeah, we'll do that for you. Don't worry, we got your back.
I don't know, mate. It did make me laugh. Yeah, the Christian god is real. He's just been asleep for ages and he's about to wake up. That can't be good, so we're just going to go and kill him. Oh, okay.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense if you think about it. You know? It's like...
Okay.
Well, if the Christian god is real and, like... You know, he hasn't been doing much, has he? Like, he's just sort of been... just... What's that joke? What did Jesus say to the disciples before he was mounted on the cross? Don't do anything till I get back. Like, obviously, because he doesn't come back, you know. And so they did nothing for ages. I'm glad I had to explain that joke for the people on the other end. Probably got it, and just because no one laughed, I was like, oh shit, maybe they don't get it. It's like, no one found it funny, Danny. Come on, Jesus.
No, it's we both know that you're more up on your Bible study than I am.
Yes,
because you do pore over the good book, religiously every night before you go to bed.
I do. You know, I'm a good Catholic boy. You know.
Yeah, good Catholic boy. That's you. No, I don't know why we didn't get to see Rick and Morty kill the Christian god. I suppose it's because then they'd have to actually put some effort into thinking, okay, well, what does he look like? What's this? What's that? And they'd have to put some effort into that. Plus, I suppose it's just a funny throwaway line more than anything.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they did get saved by Jesus Christ.
They did.
Last season, literally.
Yeah.
And then, you know, one of those kids...
Morty.
One of those kids' Bible shows characters showed up.
Tales, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But Rick said that there wasn't a god in the first episode.
I think it's...
There is no god, Summer. Gotta rip that band-aid off. You'll thank me later.
I suppose there's probably no one quite as qualified as Rick to say that. Is that because he's been everywhere. He knows everything. That's kind of the whole point.
Yeah.
He's really plumb his brain into the universe to try and discover the secrets of the world. Yeah. And then discover there's no god. Oh, well.
Well, there you go.
Rip that band-aid off.
I love the caption again this week.
Yes, what is the caption?
It is, who's even real, brah? Are you even real, brah? So, I mean... I think brah is a theme.
They might be going with a bra. Yeah, I think they might be going with that for the series. I like that they don't even try anymore. They know, like, oh, we can just release anything and you're just going to eat it up. So, fuck you. Just watch this show. Who gives a shit?
Consume, Morty! Consume!
Oh, Jesus. I like that the aliens that were revealed to be alternate members of the family were just squid guys. And they refer to them as squid guys or squid aliens and stuff. Yeah. They know that the aliens in this universe, because there's so many of them, it's impossible to keep track of any real name. Yeah. So they're just some squid guys. That's how they refer to them. I quite like that in a funny way.
Yeah, it gets to the point where they know that it's just so complicated at this point, and a few lines where they start questioning it, and Jerry's like, yeah, it is a lot. And then Morty comes in and says, squids! Obviously squids being a term for Rick and Morty's that were decoys but realised that they could kill other decoys, and then just dies.
Yeah, I like that all the Jerrys from all the different realities, all the duplicates, the duplicate Rick created a duplicate Jerry that is like more cowardly, more sort of pathetic, and that one Jerry that's made of wood that's like he hides in a cupboard with a little tin of varnish, just like, this is my tin of varnish, I'm keeping it safe.
Yeah, I mean, did you see the post-credit sequence?
I don't think I did, no.
Oh, have you ever seen the film Highlander?
I actually haven't. No.
Right. Well, it's shit. Right. So
Oh,
it's
right.
it's a film about a Scottish Highlander who
Yes. Is it you?
It's not me.
Okay.
It's someone who does a really bad Scottish accent, and
Okay.
Sean Connery's in it, and he plays the Spaniard, and as Rick says, he does nothing with the accent. So they get a Scotsman.
Hang on.
They get a Scotsman to play a Spanish man, and they get like an American to play a Scotsman, and it's really fucking stupid. So like he can't die, this guy, and he just lives on
Okay.
forever, and it gets like, to like the 21st century, and there's like another bad guy that he has to fight,
Yeah.
and the post-credit sequence, a lot of the music in it is from Queen, and the song
Okay.
"Who Wants to Live Forever" by Queen. That's what it's used for.
Okay.
And it is literally the post-credit sequence is of that wooden Jerry, going through different stages of time after being dismantled over and over again, and it's
Oh my God.
they go back to cowboys and then he closes his eyes again and he wakes up and it's Christianity again, and he's like, "What? You did Christianity again? You went all the way back round after cowboys? What is going on?" And it's just Queen playing "Who Wants to Live Forever" as he's getting absolutely fucking tortured. Oh, it's horrible, but it's rather funny.
Yeah, horrible but funny is an accurate summation of what Rick and Morty really is.
Yeah, he doesn't keep the varnish either. That's lost instantly, you know. It's only so much.
What? Right. Okay. What was your favourite alternate version of the Smiths?
I think the weird sort of scarecrow ones.
They were very scary.
They were really fucking weird.
Yeah, body horror is it's one of the things I really sort of to say I struggle with it is is cruel to people who do actually struggle with things. But I don't like it is what I mean.
No.
It's I do struggle to watch things that are like body horror based. It's just like, am I going to be pretty again? Oh, I hate that. That's so horrible.
Yeah.
To harvest her skin and put it on.
Oh, why are they in a
Horrid.
cage?
That's a good point because wouldn't they be subservient to Scarecrow Rick?
Yeah, I've not, and let Rick's skin lit off, and let all of his his just the muscles seen for everyone. Is there something that you would call that?
Being flayed.
Yeah, it's. I know it's being flayed, but you know how you've got the skeleton underneath. Is there something that you would call for being in a state without skin, but without your
Are you
muscles?
trying to get me to make some kind of pun that I don't get?
I'm really not. I genuinely want to know if there's a word for just not having
word for
skin, but
not
still
having
having all
skin?
your muscles.
I think the word is being flayed. I think that is just the word.
Okay, Flayed Rick. That's what we're going with then.
Flayed Rick. Okay.
Flayed Rick. I was genuinely curious. I didn't know. I didn't know whether there was a word that I was missing.
There's this thing that we do in our house where if you're doing an activity that could be defined by a pun, the other person of Chloe and I will try and get you to say the pun. So if one of us is grating cheese, the other will say, "Oh, how would you describe what you're doing?" And we'll go, "Haha, it's great," and then we'll both cry. But it's
okay, now.
I thought that's what you were doing. I thought there was some kind of pun, so I was there thinking, is there some kind of pun about skin or ogres having layers or muscles, or is there something there that he's trying to get me to go for?
No.
I was really struggling.
I thought you were going to say, yeah, we do this thing in our house where we flay our guests alive, and then we have to say, can you guess the scientific word for the experience you're feeling?
Yeah, that's precisely what we do.
And if they don't guess flayed, then they don't get to have the 5 cheese macaroni that you make.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we have. We have like a boot room in our house that like people come in. They come in through. We're like, "Oh, just come in through here. We'll take off your coat, take off your shoes. You can
and your skin."
and you take off your clothes, take off your shoes, and your skin. And they go, "What?" And we go, "No, really." And then we open another door, and they walk into that room, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is like an aseptic surgery room." And we say, "Yes, it is." And the cat sat in the corner, and they say, "Well, doesn't she contaminate the room?" And we say, "No, she kind of keeps to herself. Really, it's all right."
No, you
then
say
we remove their skin.
You say no. She's the surgeon, pal.
She was doing that this morning. Well, she wasn't doing
What?
This morning she was lying on the bed, and she like this thing was she stretches and then the claws come out and she kind of grabs onto something with the claws.
Yeah.
And normally she gets herself stuck doing this, so I unstuck her hand and then she just stuck it again. We kept going through this cycle of me unsticking and she was deliberately resticking her hand, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. You want to get stuck, Monika? That's on you.
It's a Monika Cascade.
It is a Monika Cascade. This is true.
Yeah. Everything's connected.
Yeah.
See,
I like how go on.
No, you go.
I was just going to say, I like how the car is like, car, give me a whiteboard, and then a whiteboard just falls out of the car.
Yeah, like every mundane object is like somehow completely
within
just
the car.
Yeah, even the house is like, house, I need a Star Fox villain or something. It's like, you got it, bae. Like so the house, he's in a relationship with the house as well as a planet.
Presumably.
A mind-consuming entity. I'd love to see Unity again. That'd be quite
Unity
cool.
would be good to see again.
Yeah.
It'd be difficult to tell that. Be difficult to tell that story again, though. Like, where would you go from where it was before? You know.
They fight, and Rick has to destroy them.
Okay, that's a good point.
That could be a really sad episode. I have it on good authority that the next episode is going to be really sad.
On good authority.
Yeah.
Who is the good authority?
I've seen it.
I have not seen it.
I won't spoil it.
No, good stuff. I'm currently very stressed out with work, so I'm sure that watching a sad episode of Rick and Morty will really pep my spirits up.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. I mean, why wouldn't it? You know.
Exactly. Yeah.
How all the decoys? How does it differ from just having infinite universes?
It doesn't.
That's the thing. And even they know it's you made clones of us. Decoys, very different. Very. Well, so the decoys are robots. The clones are like actual clones, down to the molecular level, and the infinite universes aren't clones, but sort of are clones, but could be different.
Yeah, I think the decoys are robots underneath it, like they're cyborgs, like the Terminator.
Yeah.
Because there's that bit where Summer cuts her arm and it starts bleeding and she's like, oh, thank God I'm real. And then Rick just rips the skin off her arm. He's like, no, you're a robot underneath the skin. Yeah.
I mean, but they don't even behave differently. They all seem to have the same sort of processing ability, you know?
That's true. When you said copy of a copy and you said things get weird, I was expecting it to be like the family lose their faculties. As in, they stop being able to think as well and talk as well and do stuff as well. But no, instead we have Scarecrow Rick and Flayed Rick and Wooden Rick and all that sort of stuff.
It's like Ricks get lazy down the line. It's but only with the materials they use. They still have the... If anything, that's more impressive. The fact that they've managed to create an exact... neurological copy with just hay and straw. It's weird.
I did enjoy that. I completely forgot what I was going to say. That's something I enjoyed. Can't have been very good.
I do like how this show actually. I feel as if in the later seasons of Doctor Who, this is what Stephen Moffat wanted a little bit, because he'll drop one-liners when Missy says, "I once made a gun out of leaves." What? But in Rick and Morty, you could probably end up seeing that happen. Yeah,
that's true. That's something I liked about Rick's cleverness. It's not to do with the things he has access to. It's to do with his brain. It's when he was within the microverse or whatever that stupid episode was, and he made a mech suit out of sticks. That was it's resourcefulness and its cleverness without being technologically advanced.
Yeah, exactly. That just sounds like slavery with extra steps. I like that episode.
That is a really good episode.
It's what's his name? Stephen Colbert, who does the guy's voice in it. I can't remember his name.
Oh God, there are so many late night hosts. Let me quickly Google Stephen Colbert.
He's the sort of conservative one that
Oh, he's got the glasses. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was in The Office. He played Andy's university friend in The Office.
Yeah. He's actually quite progressive for a Republican, which is kind of strange. He hated Trump. You know.
Well, that's good.
Very much so. Yeah. I think that this episode is right because a couple of times they say it TV shows where robots exist, and Rick just says, "Yeah, just like that, but don't fuck them." Every fucking robot show is some wee horny boy is trying to, whether it be Ex Machina, which was, by the way, our very first episode of the podcast. Yeah. Woo! Seems so long ago now, doesn't it?
It's because it was long ago. It was 2019.
Oh, fucking hell. What am I doing with my life?
Yeah, you're right. There's even an episode of TNG where one of the crew members tries to sleep with Data.
Yeah, it's like Westworld as well. I know you haven't seen that. I've seen that, but yeah, a lot of the time is spent just people try to fuck robots.
Yeah, I haven't seen Westworld, but I am very aware of it. I'm given to understand there's a brothel in Westworld where the robots are sex workers.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I was as I was saying it, I started doubting myself, which is why I started stumbling over the words, and I was like, "No, that can't be right. Hang on."
No wonder. Right. No wonder, really. No, but it's a good show. But yeah, it's why is it every time someone imagines a robot, it just must fuck this. I don't know, but I've one more note because you can tell that I'm running out of them now.
Because we're talking about robots. Yeah, go on.
If this episode isn't going to put any effort into its plot, then why should I? Why does the noob poopy butthole ripoff want to be hunted?
Yeah, that is a good point. Right at the start of the episode, Rick says, "Don't hunt him to completion," so that always made me think maybe it's a sexual thing for him. Hunting to completion would be like orgasm. I honestly don't know, but that's what I presumed.
Yeah. I mean, there is a lot of talk about sex. I mean, Morty talks about a t-shirt that he can't finish without,
Which is
no
gross.
No shaming here, folks,
No, no shaming here, but chuck it in the washing machine.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
At the very least.
Yeah, get a wash now and again. Fuck's sake. Yeah, I'm out of notes.
I've got one last one. Dany, right, let's just say that you are in this episode of Rick and Morty, essentially, and you discover that you are a decoy version of the real Daniel Kerr who's out there. What do you do?
Is Daniel Kerr trying to find me?
Yeah, he's trying to find you and kill you.
Right, so would that imply that my whole family are decoys as well?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, okay, let's say it's the same as this episode, yeah. You're a decoy, your whole family's a decoy.
I guess I would try and hide. Or
I guess that makes sense.
Because I'm pretty lazy as a person. So, the real me would probably be like, fuck it, there's two of us. It's fine, But then if it's a cascade, then we wouldn't kill each other. We would join forces and take over the world. And there you go, because I'm a team player with myself. I can work with myself, You're
a team player, but only with yourself.
Yeah.
It's like, that's.
I tell you what I would do. I would come onto the Discord server and ready for the next week's podcast, and you'd be like, right, okay, let's do it like this, and I'll haha, I outvote you now, bitch.
Because there's 5 of you all in the Discord server.
Yeah, exactly. All speak. It's like the Borg, all speaking at the same time, saying the exact same thing. But
like Unity as well.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yes, bringing it full circle.
Together.
What would you do?
Nothing, probably, because it doesn't. I don't think it alters much. I mean, obviously, if the true Lewis Brindley is out there trying to come and kill me, I would like to start trying to hide and defend myself and all the rest of it. But if I just learned I was a clone or a duplicate or whatever, and nobody was going to come and kill me, or if Harrison Ford was on his way to try and kill me, I would probably just do nothing.
Yeah.
If I knew I wasn't going to be killed, because I don't think it changes anything. If I still have opinions and emotions, and you know, I still like pasta, I still want to go on holiday when lockdown's over. Do you know what I mean? It's not. I'm not that. It doesn't change much.
Yeah, they're alive. You know, they can think and feel and like, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's not just blood pumping through your veins that determines
your status as an alive being.
Exactly. But yeah.
Yeah, I think I am out of notes now as well.
Excellent. Do you have a closing statement?
Yes, a confusing nonsense episode that conclusively proves that nothing matters. How lovely!
Yeah, I mean, that's not a theme of this show, is it? You know, they've went out the box for this one. I'd love to see an episode dedicated to hunting the Noob Poopy Butthole ripoff. Or would I? I don't know.
Hey, thanks, Noob.
God damn! They are just the same fucking cat. It's literally, there's not even any difference between them. Like, one's got a hat, you know, one... When are we going to see Noob this series? That's what I want to know. I
don't know, but I hope we do. I enjoy seeing Noob.
Yeah, so do I. But there you go. That's this week's episode, folks.
I like that big sigh, like, oh, everything is so much effort. Podcast is so much effort. Everything is terrible.
Yeah, life is effort, and I'll stop when I die. True.
Well, you know. Yeah.
Should we do some...
That is everything. We've got a bit of shilling to do, Dan.
Yeah, shameless shilling.
Why?
The podcast has link trees, and Lewis's link tree is linktr.ee/Lewis_Brindley. Mine's is /O'Haram, and the podcast is /Shouting into the Void. Did you hear that?
Hear what?
Right, you didn't hear it, that's good. Okay, so we also have a PayPal donate button. So anything you can spare, anything at all, would be greatly appreciated. We also have Patreon, and we want to take the opportunity, as we do every week, to thank our wonderful, wonderful patrons. Chloe.
Thank you.
Darius.
Thank you.
Sophie.
Thank you.
Richard.
Thank you.
Aditya.
Thank you.
Natalie.
Thank you.
Peter.
Thank you.
And Dougie.
Thank you.
One and all.
Yes, thank you one and all. You help us to do what we do, and you keep the lights on at Void Towers, which really does mean the world. You enable us to grow our little podcast into a slightly bigger podcast. And maybe one day it'll be an actual podcast-sized podcast. Won't that be exciting?
Very much so. Very much so. So thank you again. And
yes, thank you.
Hopefully see you when it's a podcast-sized podcast. Whatever.
Yes.
I don't know how Lewis is measuring that, but, you know, there you go.
With a tape measure, obviously.
Clearly. We also have merch on Teespring and Redbubble. We sell tote bags, jumpers, mugs, t-shirts, mugs, tote bag. All
we
that.
Also sell mugs and tote bags, yeah.
Yeah, and t-shirts. So go have a look, treat yourself, get yourself something nice, because Christmas will be here in about 6 months, so, you know, got to prepare for that, yeah. We also are partnered with a wonderful company called Number 12 Crochet Avenue, and Lewis is going to say some wonderful things about them, all of which are true.
Indeed we are. Number 12 Crochet Avenue is a wonderful company run by my wonderful wife, in which she crochets, and she's very, very good at it. If you would like an incredibly aesthetically pleasing addition to your Instagram feed, I can recommend going and checking it out at Number 12 Crochet Avenue. Go and take a look, check it out, give it a follow. You will not regret it.
You certainly won't. Well, that is Rick and Morty Season 5 Episode 2, Mortyplicity. Yeah. So, next episode, I think, is called like a Rick Convenient Mort or something like that. Something fucking ridiculous. But yeah, it's meant to be a sad one. Some stuff in it. I'm sure that there'll be some sex jokes.
There's some stuff in it.
Yeah.
Well, that is a good description.
Yeah, that's the caption. There's some stuff in this one. But you know,
Bruh.
bruh. Yeah, don't forget the bruh. So yeah, so we will see you, hear you, smell you. Create decoys that are definitely not clones. That don't rip off the infinite universe thing anyway. So what's the fucking point in doing that again next time?
Indeed, we will. Yes. Thank you very much for listening. Goodbye.
Goodbye.